Hi, ninth graders, or should I say soon to be 10th graders. Your school counselors here. We're now halfway through your first year of high school. We're over halfway through your first year of high school. So now this is the time of year we start talking about registering for classes next year. So that's what we're here to do today. I'm going to have the trustee, Mr. Ensrud, share his screen, and we're going to walk you through how to get to the registration guide and explore the registration guide a little bit here. So first thing you're going to do is go to northfieldschools.org. That's our website. Under the schools tab, you're going to want to find Northfield High School about halfway down. So once you find Northfield High School, under the Northfield High School tab, you'll find the student support tab. You'll click on that. And then you'll scroll down. You'll see all of our information there. You can reach us via email or our phone numbers, but you're going to scroll down to the course registration planning 23-24 tab. Scroll down just slightly, and you're going to click this big green button right there. So upon clicking the button, the registration guide will open up for you in a separate window. This is the Northfield High School registration guide for 2023 and 2024. The first thing you'll note here on the guide is it has a lovely table of contents for you. I'm going to take you through this first part, but as you scroll down through the table of contents, you see the graduation required courses, and then it's broken up through subjects. So your English, your math, and then all your required classes, and then below that will be your electives. So that's, yeah, exactly. The electives there, that's your table of contents. And then this page is the Northfield High School profile. What the Northfield High School profile does is it gives a snapshot of our high school, the size of it, our faculty, the location, the courses we offer. And what this profile does is it gets sent to colleges in the future that you will be applying to as a part of your application. So it walks through academic performance, walks through classes we offer. And I think one of the coolest things that it does is it highlights the post-secondary plans for a previous graduating class. So last year's seniors, breaks down what they decided to do. And then if they went to college, where they decided to go. Some things to note about the academics here at the high school is the course add drop policy. When you're thinking about registering for classes, please note this policy and note when you can and can't change your schedule and what we allow there. Another important thing to outline here when you're thinking about registering is the graduation requirements. We talk about this at the beginning of the year, but just as a refresher, you need 23 credits to graduate from Northfield High School. 23 right there. 16 of those credits are going to be in core subjects that are outlined below. And then 7 credits are going to be needed. 7 elective credits are going to be needed in addition to the 16 core credits. So think about that when you're registering as well. With all that said, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Rasmussen, who's going to talk to you a little bit about life beyond high school.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. As you start thinking about registering, I want you to consider life after high school too. So there are different requirements for programs and pathways after high school that you need to start looking at. For example, a technical school, a technical program or 2-year school might have different requirements than that of a 4-year college. So not everything that's required for high school graduation has you set up for a 4-year college application and experience. Same thing with the military. So this page in the front of your registration guide outlines some of that for you. So take some time to review it. Also, some other resources for you are outlined here. Naviance is an incredible program where you can do some career searching and researching on what colleges might require. So be sure to take some time with this too. Your counselor is available. So during Flex, in the coming days, we are here and you can email us and look at our website. The NCAA Clearinghouse for students that might be thinking about participating in D1 and D2 athletics. They have their own set of requirements, and this information's outlined here also. The next pages outline all the different supports that are here at the high school. So if you are considering challenging yourself with an advanced course or something like that, or you're struggling in a certain subject area, please know that there's lots of different resources and supports in this school. And your counselor can help connect you with those. So they're listed here for you. And finally, as we keep going through these front pages of the guide, I want to bring you to the dual credit opportunities. So you're looking at your 10th grade year, and there starts to be more options that open up for you where you have the potential to earn dual credit in high school and at the same time post-secondary credit. And there's different options. So in 10th grade, you start to have options for advanced placement. The courses are listed here for you, and you'll see them as you look to register. There are other options for you as well down the road. So as you do your 3-year planning, you can think about the Senior Honors Program and the courses that are available here in the school that also earn credit at a 4-year institution or 2-year. And lastly, if you keep scrolling down the post-secondary enrollment option, this is PSEO, and you may have already heard some things about this. So there will be an informational session during Flex on Friday in the auditorium with lots of information about PSEO. So for now, you will register for a full load, course load of high school courses. And then on Friday, if you're interested, you can get information in the auditorium on PSEO. And that would be a spring planning activity for you. But now let's get to the more details on registration and the classes that you should be looking at. And Mr. Ensrud's going to help with that.
Hey everybody, so I'm going to go first back to this web page where we access the registration guide. And you'll notice right below it, there is a link that says registration student instructions and FAQs. That's a packet that's also going to be available from your CCR teacher through your Schoology course for CCR. So we want to make sure there's a few different ways that you can access this information. For today's video purposes, this is how we're going to get to it. You'll be using this quite a bit today, tomorrow, the next day during registration period this week for next year. So the first page of this document really gets at the importance of pre-planning. We know that's been a challenging skill to develop over the last few years because we've been reacting to what's going on in the world around us. So we're trying to spin that, and especially as you guys start to move more through high school, the more you can become comfortable and good at planning ahead, the more options you're going to have beyond high school. So there are some tools here that we link you to right away as far as how to best make those plans. And certainly a big part of that is making sure you're talking about your plans with other people. Number 4 here talks about find the people that are important to you as far as teachers or parents or guardians or counselors about this process, because what you select next year could lead to what you select the year after, which leads to what you select 5 years from now. All those dots start connecting. We want to make sure that you have people to talk to. Mr. Turnquist pointed out the schedule change policy in the registration guide already. It's the same exact wording and information on this first page, because we need to make sure students understand that your choices in this process help drive what is available for all next year. And once we've done that, once we've got your course requests in, it gets tougher and tougher to make changes to those requests. In a couple minutes, Ms. LaGrosse is going to take you through this last part of the page of how to actually enter your course requests. But in the interest of helping you plan, take a look at the rest of this packet. You might remember from last year when we were at the middle school with most of you that you saw this 4-year planning document. And I've worked with a lot of you already who've shown me this very thing as far as, you know what, I already got some ideas for 10th grade. In fact, some of you have some pretty good ideas going for 11th and 12th grade already. And that's huge. If you haven't done that, this is the time to do it. Don't take a look at just next year as far as your course planning. especially, again, connecting to something Mr. Turnquist talked about, knowing what you need for credits in order to graduate and making a plan that makes sure you hit that target in the right amount of time. So this is a planning tool. It's also a place where you can very easily make specific notes like course numbers, names of courses, planning it out as far as semester versus year long. And we're going to talk a lot about this. I know Ms. LaGrosse is too, making sure you include alternates. We need your backup plans. As we continue to have some budget challenges in our district, we have to make sure you guys have plan B in front of us so that we can help make sure you are getting classes that you initially identified as ones you want to take. After the 2-page planning document for a 4-year plan, you're going to see several pages, and all these pages have the same pattern. It's identifying every class we offer at Northfield High School, including the course number, which you're going to use to find it to make the request in Skyward in a few minutes. We also identify names of courses, how much credit it's worth, which indicates and dictates if it's a semester length course or a year-long course. And what's really important as you move into 10th grade is to understand what courses are specifically available for you as a rising 10th grader. And you can see right away in this example category of Phy Ed and Wellness, there are some classes that you either can or have to take next year, like health. Whereas a lot of you did the Foundations Phy Ed class this year, and you might be trying to knock out that other half credit in a Phy Ed class next year. Not all these are worth Phy Ed credit. That's where you'd want to check the registration guide for a little more detail. What's health versus what's Phy Ed. Course list is laid out that way, and you can certainly take the time that you need to go through and look at each section categorically to determine what are you most interested in, what do you need to take. If you're someone who did Art Foundation this year, are you going to try and knock out the other half credit towards the arts requirement? Or are you going to hold off and do that at a later time? Or are you an artist who wants to take every art offering we've got before you graduate? It depends on the person. You'll start seeing you have access to more business classes as you move through Northfield High School. And 10th grade's a year where you really do start seeing more opportunity there. English language arts certainly depends on what you're in this year, and it's only a couple things to choose from for 10th grade. World language depends on a lot of things. Have you been taking a language? Are you considering a language to be ready or for a requirement for a 4-year college? Is it something that you value as important for other reasons that you want to continue a language? Are you interested in a language that gets you to an AP level? Are you a native Spanish speaker? There are a lot of things in world language that we have to offer that I think meet students' wide variety of needs and interests. You have a few more choices in the family consumer science area, specific to some of our foods offerings. Our design engineering department continues to first make sure you tackle the intro to design engineering to get at a lot of those classes that have asterisks, but there are a lot more courses available to a 10th grader in that department. Math, tell you what, I think the easiest thing is talk to your current math teacher, right? What am I in right now? How's it going? And Mr. or Miss will fill in the blank. What should I be taking next year? And take it from there. Notice that you have one other, can't replace your math class, but if you're a computer programming person, there's a course you can take as an elective. Science, for pretty much everybody that's listening, it's going to be either bio or AP bio, and it depends on your interest and strength there. And social studies, that one's a little different for 10th grade. You have to have the second half of US history. You can take that as a 1-semester American history or the full year AP US history, and that's going to be up to what you're ready for. So some 10th grade specific considerations, followed by what we as counselors have experienced time and again as frequently asked questions. We really think as rising 10th graders, you guys are ready to find answers. If you know that you've got a question that you think, I bet somebody's asked this before, last page of this packet is a great place to turn because the answer might be there. And it ends with, if you've forgotten how to get a hold of us or who your counselor is because you haven't met with us individually yet, little reminders at the bottom of the packet to help you get in touch with your counselor. With that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and turn it over to Ms. LaGrosse, who's going to talk to us about how to do this in Skyward.
Hello, everyone. So I am now going to share my screen so we can go through the steps of actually entering your course requests on Skyward. All right, so Mr. Ensru just went through this packet with you. I'm going to stress number one. Before you enter anything on Skyward, check your course planning grid and make sure you know which classes are required for grade 10. And I would advise you to start with your required classes when entering your course request, then enter electives in afterwards. So we'll take another quick look at this. For 10th grade, you're looking at a year of American Lit, a year of biology, a year of math, which, as Mr. Ensrud said, will depend on your math placement this year and recommendations from your current math teacher, a semester of health, and a semester of American history. So now let's take a look at entering our classes. So let's say we want to take geometry for next year. So as you can see, this just is math. So we're going to consult our course list to find the course code for geometry. Okay, so geometry is 7517. Okay, we're going to log into Skyward. And then once you're in, click on schedule. And then at the top, for here, it'll say request courses for 2023-2024. Click on this link. Okay, so the course code for geometry was 7517. So we're going to go to this box at the bottom and enter the course code 7517 and then hit search. So geometry comes up, click on the course, then click on add course. And this brings geometry over here. So these are the list of courses that you've added. Okay, let's try one more. So we know we need to take health as 10th graders. Course code for health is 1219. 1219, search, click on it, add course. And then if for some reason you add the wrong class by accident, or you change your mind about a class, you can click on the class in the selected courses box. And after you click on a class, click on remove course, and it's gone. So one more important thing to remember, we need you all to request 3 alternates for next year. So what the alternates does is, if for some reason one of your first choices is not available, we choose from your list of alternates so that you have a full schedule. If you do not request alternates or you do not request enough alternates, then we have to try to guess which you would like, and you might not like what we put you in. So request your alternates. Okay, to request alternates, you go up here, click on the request alternates box. And same thing, let's see. We'll request Woods as an alternate, 6480. Type in the search box, search, and then click on the class, add course, and that adds it to your alternate list. So as you can see, this is alternate number 1. If you add something else, let's say lifeguarding, adds it as alternate number 2. Make sure you have 3 of those before you click out. And once you have a full course load here, so to see if you have a full course load, you can check your total credits. This number should be either 6, 6.5, or 7. If it's below 6, you're not finished yet. So once you have a full course load and you've requested 3 alternates, all you have to do is hit this big red X, and your course requests are automatically saved. So something else to keep in mind, the registration window will close Friday, February 10th. So make sure you have all your course requests in by Friday, February 10th, by the end of the day on Friday. If for some reason, a month from now, you change your mind about a class you wanted to take, contact your counselors immediately. If it's before the end of the school year, we can work with you. If it's after the end of the school year, then it'll become very difficult to change those requests. And next week, or as you're registering, you'll have your CCR teachers there to ask questions too. So if you have questions, ask your CCR teacher or send your counselors a message. We'll be available to guide you through this process. All right, happy registering.